3, 2, and 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fury of the Outlands, the game where a bunch of people from across the United States and Lou play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, my own country, apparently.
Well, always. As usual, I am your humble dungeon master, Dan. I am a theater freak and a TTRPG geek. And today, we are not streaming again. I do apologize, but not really. Our usual streamer is not here at the moment, and Angel doesn't have stuff. So, we're recording this non-live yet again, which is completely fine.
Like how GT Live is not ever live anymore.
Rip.
This is kind of how we used to do it before we had a school.
Before we get into the recap and today's session, a couple of plugins. First off, I'm actually going to turn my music down a little bit, which is my fault. So yeah, first off, if you want to know what our lives are like outside of this campaign, go over to Spotify and check out the podcast Guys. It is still very nerdy. Children should probably listen with caution. That's all I'm going to say.
No listening.
Or not. It's up to you, or either way. But yeah, no. You get to know a little bit more about us. You get to know how much of a goddamn nerd I am, for the most part. But yeah, no, that's there if you want to listen. If you want to hear a little bit of music on Spotify, Wyra has a song about a pug that she once owned years ago. It was a great pug.
WAYRA_AYELEN. Please go check it out.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a thing. I've heard that song so many times, and it still makes me laugh to this day. If you want to check out a little bit of art, our buddy Angel has stuff across the social network stream platforms at 10G Art. There's artwork of various characters from our various campaigns, just various other doodle stuff that he just does right off the get-go, or whenever he's bored. But that's a bunch of cool stuff. Go check out his stuff. Give him money if you want to. I don't know, we're all broke.
And you'll never find me. I don't exist on the internet. This is my only trace.
It's not even a choice. You have to give me money or
So I think that is it for the plugins today. Now I gotta remember what fucking episode we're on right now. What is it? 14? 15? Because
I don't know.
Yeah, no, because last week was a half episode. We're on 15.
That we don't talk about of what happens in nothing happened.
So yeah, last we left off, our party was on the hunt for a thing known throughout the Outlands as the Spelltech Raider, which for some reason has been causing a lot of problems within the Raider clans of the Lions of the Sands and the Night Heralds. After getting a little bit of information, the party decided to start traveling west to start their search for the most part, and made their way to the, not necessarily settlement, but to the neutral ground of Apex, where they were met with a few priests, some monks, and got a little bit more information as to how terrifying this goddamn thing is, for one. some raiders that they met had only heard rumors, while a couple had first-hand experience of the devastation that it causes. And after their information gathering, the party decided to spend the night in Apex. After which, Crystalina and Icarus ended up having a not necessarily altercation, but a brief, way off-topic conversation with a Nephilim, a shadow angel by the name of Asphodel, the Angel of the Lost. During this conversation, because honestly, everyone here is probably going to figure it out anyway once I post the mini episode, Crystalina discovered not necessarily a secret about Icarus, but kind of ended up learning a little bit more about her companion that doesn't necessarily trust her 100%. As Asphodel told a bit of a story that Icarus was, first off, not a tiefling, as everyone kind of figured at this point, but was actually once a shadow angel himself. But to be more specific, he was the shadow angel offspring of the goddess of darkness, Brynith, who eventually fell and became an Asmar. Icarus and Asphodel had a little bit of a spat, to which Asphodel eventually left, and left some cryptic fucking remarks, as angels sometimes do, or at the very least other demi-deities. And then during the next morning, when the rest of the party was having a conversation with Onyx, who for some reason decided to show up that morning, Icarus and Crystalina tried to figure out where the fuck Nugget the mech horse went, in which they found him and eventually had a conversation with another priest within Apex, who was also a not necessarily amateur, but not necessarily an experienced practitioner of the divination arts, in which he told their future, which was probably just as vague, and left them with a peace offering, to which Icarus hid in his pockets as deep as he could fucking go. And that is where we are now.
So we have to say that's enough. No more talkie.
Yeah, go to sleep if you need to, buddy. So, with that, we are gonna do a little bit of a backtrack here now that Angel's back. Hi, Angel.
Howdy.
So, we're going to make our way back to that particular morning. As of right now, the party is all woken up from a long rest, which none of you guys really suffered any issues whatsoever, so that doesn't necessarily matter 100%. But as Arakion, as you and the rest of the party are sort of getting your things together to kind of keep traveling west, you hear the sounds of a couple of runners, right? A couple of runners and some cruisers making their way over to your guys' location. They park a little bit of ways from you and not necessarily right up to you, but eventually you do see some figures getting out and making their way over to you, and you do see that it is Onyx and a couple of other members of the Coalition.
My favorite people.
You also turn around and you see that Crystalina and Icarus are gone.
Oh well.
What?
Like the person he doesn't trust, and the person he doesn't really care who's a threat really to him. Honestly, if it's for the better, it's better for him if they're gone.
Yeah, no, yeah, and Lou, at this point, this is basically the point where you and Kristalina are going off to find Nugget, so you're not gone.
What the fuck did the horse go?
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, Yuri just kind of walks up and is like, hey, where did Kristalina and Icarus go?
But you said who? Say again. Walks up.
Yuri kind of looks around, kind of looks to you and is like, hey, where did, Kristalina and Icarus go to?
Well, if I know. Turn around 1 minute and they're gone. Honestly. It's good for me.
Yeah, and then eventually Onyx makes his way back over to you. Makes his way over to you, as does a few other members of the coalition. Onyx goes, well, it's nice to see that for the most part y'all are, well, not dead.
Well, it's gonna take a lot to bring me down.
I do apologize for approaching you and your group like this, but Zarakwiel's been keeping me up to date on your little mission that you got going on for us, and he's told me that you guys are heading into lion territory at this point, are you not?
Reluctantly.
Yeah. I know it's not necessarily your favorite area of the Outlands, but I was hoping that you might be willing to have a bit of a quick change of party members for this from this point on. That is, if you're all right with it.
Make it not. All right.
Well, as you know, Zarakwiel is more aligned with the Night Heralds than the Lions of the Sand, so his expertise, as you continue, may not necessarily be as reliable as some of the others around. I was hoping that you'd be willing to have him step out and maybe have another familiar face of yours take the reins and help you out as you continue onwards.
That sounds like a mighty fine idea.
Yeah. Alright then. You see that behind him, kind of stepping into your field of vision, you see Charisse, who's kind of a little, not necessarily timid, but is at unease as she doesn't know at this point whether to necessarily make eye contact with you, to kind of stay out of your way. It's that point where she's kind of uncertain at what this is, and she just looks at you and is like, hi.
What?
Well, yeah, I know he didn't really specify who, but he meant that I would probably be accompanying you.
You're the person who knows about. I know. I figured. You're the only one in the group besides me who knows about the Lions. I kind of had that coming.
Fair enough. I just wasn't sure if you'd be screaming hell no, or if any other things like that, but I'm glad to see you're not pulling your gun out yet.
Don't tell me.
Right.
Anyways, I believe we got a mission on our hands. Bigby,
Yeah,
you set?
I think I am.
Going back into old territory, so it's gonna feel weird.
You got this. We all have this.
Onyx, you can see Onyx is kind of smiling, watching all this, and he's like, now I'm, for one, glad that you're able to set aside differences at the moment to, for the good of the Coalition.
Yeah. Whatever needs to be done needs to get done.
Well, with that, I don't believe there's anything else that the rest of us have to talk about, so I think me and the rest of my posse here will take our leave and continue our own little escapades.
Alright. We'll see when we're done with our mission.
Safe journeys, my friends. With that, and with that, Onyx tips his hat, starts making his way back to his cruisers and whatnot with the various other members of the Coalition. Zarakiel kind of looks to you and is like, I would like to say goodbye to Icarus before I leave, if that's alright with the rest of you.
I don't give a shit. You can find me.
Fair enough. And then, yeah, within about maybe a couple of, maybe about another 5 minutes or so, as you guys are finishing up packing, Kristalina and Icarus make their way back with Nugget right beside them. But yeah, Kristalina and Icarus, as you guys make your way back to your party, you see everyone is getting their stuff together, and you see a female drow also in with them as well, and Zarakiel is making his way over to the two of you.
Well then.
Eventually he gets up to you two and goes, I don't know why you guys decided to split up with the group, but there has been a small change in plans for the moment, and I'm going to be making my way back to the Night Herald territory to see what I can do there.
Right, well, good luck.
And to you, Icarus.
Kristalina's not really sure how to feel about that.
Yeah,
She doesn't know any of the people very well.
Yeah.
She's just kind of taking it in and nodding. Not really happy, but not like
not really sad at the
angry.
same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zarakiel kind of points over to the drow and is like, I'll admit, I don't know that much about Charisse, the drow with the rest of your friends there, but I do know that she is trustworthy within the Coalition, so she should be very useful as you continue onwards.
Okay, well, good luck. I hope you can be of use and that you're safe.
As with you. You see Zorak will kind of look to you, Icarus, and not really saying anything. You see that he gives you a small salute. It's kind of more muscle memory than him just kind of like anything, but you kind of recognize the salute that he's doing as something from the angelic armies that the both of you were once a part of.
You know, something out of character. I'm actually kind of glad that we're going to be getting a healer for this. Like, you know, like, she's going to be our shield. Like,
That's
gonna be
actually a good point. We don't really have a healer, do we?
No,
Yeah.
you don't.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean-
so it's going to be nice using her as a human shield, having her.
Oh my god. I mean, unless one of you guys want to end up taking levels in Druid or Cleric.
No.
Guys, let the little kobold be the tank, just this time.
We've got, like, technically one tank, and, like, everyone else is DPS. But yeah, no, eventually, Dragrill makes his way back to his bike, revs it, and leaves in the opposite direction where you guys are headed.
So what does she fly on? Her staff?
You do see that Shreese, doesn't actually have a vehicle of her own, for one, is like...
Oh.
Wait, does she? Hold on, let me double check something real quick here.
Well, if not, too bad. So sad she ain't getting in this cruiser.
Yeah, let me double check something in my notes.
You better walk.
Yeah, no, I thought so. Yeah, so you see her just kind of go like, yeah, I don't really have a bike or anything. Rogue just kind of immediately goes, alright, yeah, you can just get on the back of my bike. It's fine.
You know
And-
something? I totally forgot Rogue.
Yeah, another DPS.
What do we call her again? Tanya or something?
Tracy.
Tracy. Good old Tracy.
Good old Tracy. Yeah, so... Yeah, you see Sharice gets on the back of Rogue's bike, which it's weird because it's a halfling driving a bike with a drow behind her, and it's like, shouldn't it be the other way around for the sake of size-wise? But you know what? It's fine. Yeah. No, eventually the rest of you guys get in Arakion's cruiser. Icarus, you get on top of Nugget and start to make your way out of Apex and into Lion territory. No, that's not what I want. Now... Here we go.
Now, run by what exactly, like, is going on in that area. I know there's strikers there, but, like,
So
I know something else happening
you-
at the same time.
So, you know that the Striker is in Lion territory, making its way closer and closer to Kaliona. But you also know, but in correlation with the Striker, you know that it's basically started its crusade by basically wrecking the heck out of various cruisers and like raider patrols within the Lions.
Damn. Honestly, we might wait like a few days just to make sure that it's done it, that the striker has done due diligence, and then we can take it down.
Yeah. So yeah.
I'm getting that out of here.
Yeah. So yeah, you do eventually start to make your way through the Lion territory. Arakion, you kind of get a little bit more tense as you start making your way through here and like crossing into the border, as this is somewhere you don't really want to be right now. But at this point you don't really have any choice. But you have a lot of memories of being with the Lions. Some of it good, some of it bad, but you just don't. Going into this territory kind of puts your head more on a swivel than it would be in any other section of the Outlands at this point.
But I bet you I know this place like the back of my ass. I can tell you that.
Yeah, no, that's
I know
fair.
every nook.
Not at all, because who stares at their own ass?
Acrobats.
Yeah, I
You're
guess.
that flexible? Wow.
Oh
Okay.
no, my back will snap in 20 degrees.
Yeah, no, I think all of us don't really have the best backs. So yeah. You guys continue. It's gonna be a couple of days of a drive to get directly to Kaliona, but you, Arakion, are the one that's kind of at the head of this mini convoy. So, and you know that within sort of like the outer areas inward is where the striker attacks first started happening. So, what do you think the plan is in Arakion's head to kind of like nailing this down for one? Would he start by investigating the areas within the outskirts and then going inward, or would Arakion just head straight to Kaliona?
Well, because it hasn't gotten there yet, I think we're gonna scoot outwards and we'll work our way in like a donut, if that's all right with everybody else. Probably not like a donut.
Okay. You're just kind of sticking to the outskirts at this point, and then just like going to investigate.
Yeah, and then we'll work our way in.
Okay, yeah. I'd say, yeah, for definitely you get to a little bit through the border of the Outlands in that day for sure. I'd say, I'm gonna say, Arakion, give me a perception check to see if you can find any areas where it looks like there might have been more recent attacks and whatnot. 12, okay. So as you're driving, the most part, the kind of parts of the area where you are at the moment are kind of more in the desert areas than in actual dirt. So it is kind of hard to see exactly if anything looks like it may have been an attack, as sand is ever fucking shifting, and sometimes things stick out from maybe more recently, and then there are things that have kind of been sitting in the sands for several months or years and whatnot. I am going to roll something here as well. And then, yeah, Charisse is kind of also taking a look around. Is kind of also having a bit of a hard time trying to figure stuff out. But eventually you get to... I'd say it takes a better part of a day to get to a spot that looks like it might have been a striker attack.
I still forgot I had the radar. Didn't it like recharge for our?
That is true. Okay, so yeah, the radar itself detects magical stuff. For yes, but within like a 7, I think it was, I said a 7-mile radius.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, no. So, yeah, no, the radar itself does detect stuff of magical sort within a 7-mile radius, but I will say that you do get various things that look you do get various readings throughout the day that look like they are spell tech readings, but it does look like some of them are a bit on the lower scale, and there are some that look like they are slowly ever declining in intensity.
Well, you know what that means. So that is coming from the radar, right?
I will say that because most of these are like a good chunk of these are stagnant and not really moving, you can assume that they are possibly from stuff that is just kind of sitting around, which if the striker's been attacking cruisers and whatnot, then yeah, that most likely will be from an attack.
Well, he's gonna ping the radar. Since there's only 3 charges, he's gonna keep looking around until there is a large, like, spike in the section. So, as he's working his way in, he will ping it a second time.
Okay. Alright, and then at this point, are you still kind of staying within the outskirt areas of the border, or are you going to try and move like a little further in?
Yeah, we're gonna go further in since we already kind of seen most of what was out on the outskirts.
Okay. I will say at this point, you can... I'm going to say at this point you can roll another perception check, but you can also do it at advantage because you're using the radar.
Okay. Beep. Bloop.
Nice.
17.
Okay, so as you're kind of looking at the radar, you do see, like, as you're going, there are more and more stagnant spell tech readings that keep popping up as you're going. And, like, as you get closer to these areas, you do see that there are various wrecked cruisers, caravans, various other forms of transportation that are destroyed, on fire. Just, you can tell that wherever you see these stagnant readings, you do see that at this point, yeah, most of these stagnant readings are from various attacks, which at this point, I will say... yeah, let's do that. I'd say all around from the first time you pinged it to now, there have probably been the amount that you've kind of tallied up in your head is about 10 different stagnant spell tech readings throughout the day. So basically, at the very most, there's been 10 attacks from the border of the Lion territory inwards from where you are now.
Okay. Yeah, and that, okay, so that, along with the carnage from the car carnage, as I like to call it. Going inward. He'll follow that along with those. Follow the car carnage, guys.
Yeah. I will say at this point in time, it is probably getting close to. It is pretty much around night, like getting to like the final couple of final hour or so of sunlight as the sun is starting to set.
Do we want to rest up? Y'all. Everyone. Do they all want to rest up?
I mean, we just had a long rest. How long have we been traveling?
We've been traveling.
Yeah, at this point, you guys have basically been traveling all day.
Yeah,
Seems like a good bit of rest then.
This would be just like a quick little snooze fest. We'll all just sleep. Is that all right?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right, cool. Yeah. So we'll stop somewhere and take a little snooze.
All right. So yeah, you guys start to set up camp for the night. Cherise kind of sets her own stuff a little bit to the side from where you guys are camping in the night. Who would like to take the first watch?
Me.
Or not.
Well, I mean, two people can go on watch.
It's mine.
All right. Arakion, roll me another perception check.
Yeah, my favorite. Oh shit! Okay,
God
23.
damn.
I see all the time.
Yeah. No. Holy shit. So now you're looking out into kind of at this point when you're kind of out kind of on watch, you're probably focusing more on further in lion territory than anything from the east, as well. I mean, if you're in lion territory, they might not necessarily like you, so you want to be able to get out as soon as you see anything coming your direction. But yeah, no, you don't really see anything that you don't really see anything for the night. I will say that kind of a little bit into your shift, Charisse does kind of make her way over to you, and it's like, mind if we have a talk for a quick sec?
Oh god! Oh my god! Yeah. Well, yeah. Hang on. You're gonna give me a minute to think about that. Hang on.
Gotta put you on the spot there.
I'll leave this one for the people. You guys, what do you guys think I should do? Should I talk? Or
Yes.
should why do I have a feeling that I knew you were gonna say that?
Because it's Wyra.
Because I don't like your character, and you need to be
Oh.
shaken up a little bit.
Oh,
Damn!
Oh, damn! Shots fired. Okay.
No, hey, I can't blame you.
You need to soften your hard fucking shell, my man.
It's not a shell. It's just what do you call something that's hard all the way through instead of hollow?
Hard
Solid?
all the way through instead of hollow?
Yeah, that's solid.
You know?
buddy.
Yeah, solid.
Confused. What?
You said shells. Shells are hollow.
like implies a soft inside.
Yeah.
As much as I don't like your character, you're definitely not hollow.
No?
He's more solid. Anyway, so we got 2 more votes. What do you guys think I should do?
I'm going with Y right here.
Oh God!
That's two for therapy time. No.
And I'm just kind of curious. Hey, Lou. Hey, Lou. It's sleepy time. Okay, we'll go with we'll go with talking.
All right.
Woo!
Or his mic is not working. All right,
So,
yeah, we'll talk. We'll be shit, not Icarus. Arakion will be like,
Yeah, you see, she kind of sits down next to you. Kind of turns to, like, as she does, she's kind of looking at the rest of the party you have. Kind of turns back to you and is like, wasn't there one other guy that used to be a part of your party? Elven dude?
he left. He left back to the city.
Sorry to hear that. It was kind of nice to see someone else who was also a follower of the First Light, but that isn't why I came over to talk. Look, I know that we've had our issues.
Still have our issue. Just because I'm not making a big deal out of them does not mean they're over.
Now, I get that, and I appreciate you, like I said, I appreciate you not immediately shutting down Onyx's idea for us to be temporarily working together on this, but there's honestly no easy way to say this, but you were right about, well, close to everything. Before you were exiled. You were right about how the Lions were run. You were right about how we've lost our values, and I don't... I'm sorry that things ended the way they did. I really am. I'm trying my best to reconcile and seek recompense. Not just from you, but I guess from gods themselves, but it's one of the reasons I'm here with the Coalition to begin with. I think that with their help, we might actually be able to bring the Lions back to what we once were, and I don't want the two of us to continue to have this gap between us. That's one of the reasons why I've kind of been occasionally following you since that first time in Baron's Rest. That's why I sent you messages letting you know that Avis originally thought that you were the ones behind the attacks on the Lions. I try my best to throw an olive branch out here, Arakion. And you know, you're one stubborn son of a bitch, right?
He stays silent.
Okay, that just kind of proves my point. Look, I just want you... That basically what I'm trying to get at is... I'm sorry for the way we... And as we, I mean the Lions as well. I'm sorry for the way that we treated you after you kind of snapped. I'm sorry that you ended up getting exiled and we did nothing, and
Let me stop you right there. I don't need your sorries, and I take no pleasure in knowing that everything I said was correct. I told you all, and I warned you, and you all went in a direction that I didn't want to go. So I left. And I never wanted to speak to any of you again because of it, because my own family turned against me. You turned against me. My own uncle turned against me. People I cared about, people I grew up with. You all tossed me away like I was nothing. So I've made it on my own. Well, sort of on my own. Me and Vic on our own, together, surviving this place because you or anybody else there didn't bother to give me the time of day to explain why I did what I did. So there's no olive branch to be had. You threw away a piece of your family, and I can't never forgive any of you for that. But what I can do is finish this mission and get as far away from you and everybody else in that clan as possible.
okay, that was slightly hurtful, but honestly, I probably needed to hear that, but... Arakion, do you even know why the bounty on you started going back up and becoming more of a thing? Aside from the whole raider attack situation?
Why, to bring me back, interrogate me, possibly torture me. Who knows what sort of methods you guys picked up now?
Well, I mean, you're partly right on the bring you back situation, but maybe not necessarily the rest. But that's my own opinion. The reason that Avis started throwing up the bounty again is... Well, actually, in part, it was the Wyvernak's faults. You remember about a month back where they had that kid? They were going on a hunt for that kid they thought was one of the Claws of Tiamat?
Yeah,
Well, around that same time, so like even before then, there were still occasional rumors about you going around Kaleona and the rest of the Lion territory. What I don't know how much of it was true. I don't even know how many rumors there were, but when the whole Blue Claw Tiamat hunt began, Avis started hearing some other rumor going on at that same time. I don't know from who, but he thought you might have also... He thought either they were on the hunt for you or that you were also a Claw Tiamat. I don't know, but either way, he... I don't know, it just got weird, and instead of trying to ignore you, he wanted to, I don't know, to beat Girardi in some sort of Tiamat arms race.
that still doesn't answer why you had the bounties up. Why did he want me?
Well,
He knew can't have known that I was the cause.
no, but he knew how strong you were to begin with, even when you were a part of the Alliance, and I don't know, some sort of misdirection connecting dots thing happened, and like I said, I don't know 100%, but that's what I heard. And when the hunt began, and for that original kid in the Wyvern Axe, Avis started going off on his own tangents and threw up the bounties as a way to quickly try and get you first. He kept his intentions away from the Night Heralds, from the Wyvern Axe, from any other clan that he has contacts in. He just simply said that he just simply gave him the bounty, told him to start putting up the posters, and to get the hunt back on for you. And you may have...
You get that last part of it. Sorry, I was a little far away.
let's see. Told the tell the rest of the clans about the bounty. He throw up the wanted posters again, and to just basically issue the hunt for you back on.
Let me tell you a little story. There was, I don't know how long ago now it was, but we ended up right before this whole thing started, we ended up going into Night Herald territory. We had to go a job that was simply meant for just taking this kid from the city to his master to get him to rendezvous him, and that would be it. We'd drop him off, we'd get our money, and we would leave. Turned out he was missing. 1 second. Sorry about that. In return.
Nah, you good, you good.
I didn't expect you guys to wait around in silence. I thought you were going to talk amongst each other or something. But no, he says, but it turned out he went missing. And we had to track him down. It turned out that he was being trapped in the middle of Night Herald. In the middle of Night Herald Hub. The Crescent Hall. We stayed there. We met up with the team leader, and then what we did was we did a challenge to see if we can get that man and the rest of the prisoners out of there, because they were not willing to let them go at all. So you know what So we did this challenge, and my one condition was that they get out free, but she completely deceived me in saying that she would call Avis and the rest of the Lions to come pick me up once everything was done, which was not in the agreement at all. And all I saw was red. You want to know what I did?
What?
Go on. Yes. You know what I did? To keep away from you and everyone else, I tore a woman's eye out and ran. All because they deceived me. And I knew that if I wouldn't have done anything, I would have ended up right back here. But it seems like now it's not even. It's all in vain because I'm again right back where I started. So keep that in your mind whenever you think of. Keep that in mind whenever you think of me or anything.
You see that.
And kind of, oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
you see that as you're saying this, her face kind of gets more and more kind of shocked and horrified. She kind of eventually looks to you and is like, "Look, I did hear that you were in Night Herald territory. I didn't hear all the details. I knew that they had called Avis first because they knew that you were there, but I didn't hear all the details about it. And I hope that, I don't know, honestly, hearing that is kind of fucked up, but this is the Outlands.
that's rich. Anyways, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna go to bed. Are you taking second watch?
No. Probably just gonna... I'm gonna probably pray for a few minutes and then head to sleep myself.
He gets up and then he lays down.
Yeah. Alright, with that said, who's taking second watch?
Campfire story.
Alright.
If nobody's up for it, I'll take it.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes?
Yeah, no, we can...
I said
yeah,
I'd go.
Very lightly.
Yeah, no, sorry, it's just like I think everyone was talking at once, so... but yeah,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Crystalina, you can take second watch. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
I'm on my other. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. For some reason you couldn't last time. All right, perception. That is loud. 12.
12. So yeah, no, as you wake up, you do see, Arakion heading off to bed. You see Charisse going off to, kind of the outer parts of the camp, kind of kneeling down in some form of a prayer before heading to sleep. But aside from that, you kind of look around at where you're at, and what do you think is kind of going on through Crystalina's head as she's kind of standing watch?
I'm doing my best to guard, obviously, but I'm also just thinking about how much I don't belong here. Similar, yet how incredibly different this world is. In fact, I haven't managed to connect with anyone in my party. Now I'm alone, even though I'm surrounded by people. I don't know how to change that. I don't know how to be useful. I don't know how to get through to these people's hearts. I get that it's going to be very difficult considering everything that they've been through.
Yeah. So, yeah, kind of as you're like standing guard and kind of these thoughts are going through your head, occasionally you do kind of hear Asphodel's voice kind of occasionally echoing through your head from the night before when you were with you night before, and you kind of try and shove that out of your mind for one, because it's a creepy black winged angel dude who just apparently was just but eventually you do kind of think that during that moment you did kind of connect with Icarus that night, as well as kind of heard a little bit of his story and that whole event with the diviner over in Apex. At the very best, it was a small form of connection to a party member that you've had, but it was a connection nonetheless. But as you kind of think that, you also kind of think back to the times you've made connections to your former parties, with Zelron and Lucas and Adelaide back in Wildmount. You think of Ken and Isui during the whole Kingdom Hearts escapade. You think back to Hilera and Jason in your first time in Wildmount. You think about the couple of kids that you met at Hogwarts. Memory lane for those who have been watching our campaigns. Lol. The one thing that you do kind of remember about those parties is, for at least two of them, you already had a connection. Ironically enough, they were both Tanjiros. You had Jason for the first time when you were in Wildmount, and then you also had Lucas the second time you were there. But even then, those connections kind of felt almost easier for you to make, as none of the people there were as intense as these guys, for sure. I mean, the only person here that is fairly casual is maybe Yuri. But
He's family man. He's family.
yeah, no.
What about Bigby? I say he's pretty chill, pretty goofy.
But you kind of think back on those events, you kind of compare them to now. And yeah, during all those adventures, even with a party that you were able to connect to a lot more easier than these guys, there were still some hardships that you went through to try and make sure that everyone truly connected and turned a group of random people into a bunch of friends that a group of friends. In this instance, I'd say you're kind of thinking that you are kind of slightly tired with the fact that most of this group is stubborn, but you are slowly making a dent into this group, at the very least with Icarus, and that's a start. And as long as you have a start, you have hope that the rest of these people will soften up.
As I think about all of this, outside of character, my memory is horrible. Angel, what's your character's name?
Arakion.
Arakion. Cool. So as I think about all of this, Arakion comes to mind. My heart can't help but hurt for that guy. I wonder what I could possibly do or say or show him. Get him to see that I'm not a threat. Trust that I'm here to try and help and do my best. As for everyone else,
I'm gonna say roll me an insight check.
Oh shit!
Very bad. Very bad.
Honestly,
I don't know
it's
that guy.
you
Shit.
got you got an
11.
11. Yeah. So as you're kind of thinking towards Arakion in terms of the challenges ahead, the kind of few interactions you've had with him being slightly aggressive, um, yes, he doesn't. You know that he doesn't necessarily see you as a threat. He just doesn't really trust you. But then again, the first time you met, you were a giant fireball that came out of the sky into a fucking desert. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
that
it
kind
does
of
kind of
turned people off.
it kind of does balance out, but you aren't really used to people like him. Out of everyone in the party, yes, he is the most difficult to try and connect with. But like it but he doesn't see you as a threat. He just doesn't know whether or not he can truly trust you. Um so you just have to try and find so in your head you're like, well, if he doesn't necessarily trust me, I have to find a way to make him believe that I can be trusted. But as to a certain way as to how to get that done, no thoughts really come to your mind.
I think about two different categories of possibilities. Think about actions and words. As for actions, there's nothing I can do but continue doing what I have and do my best to be useful. As for words, I mean, I could approach him at some point that is more appropriate and tell him about myself and ask him to ask whatever he wants in order to know the truth about who I am. He's a smart man. He should be able to tell if I'm lying or not.
You kind of think these through in your head towards the last few last few minutes of your shift. And who is going to take the final shift for the night?
Suppose I can take it.
All right. Bigby, roll me a perception check.
Alrighty. Let me get this shard real quick. 10.
10. So, yeah, Bigby, you take over for Crystalina. You kind of set down. What do you think is kind of going through his head as he's kind of sitting for this shift?
Bigby's primarily just worried about our proximity to, like, the clan territory. And how dangerous this is for Arakion especially. I mean, that's his main concern. But also, just sort of, I think he has a little bit of hope for the idea of, like, uniting these clans. Even though I don't trust the guy that's setting it up, you know.
Yeah.
I think it could be a good idea.
Yeah. So, Bigby, as you're kind of sitting there, concerned for the sort of traversing ahead through the Lion territory, you've had your own experiences with the clan in itself, and I'd say your mind definitely kind of gravitates towards the occasional flashes of memory from sort of the last largest encounter you had with them, which is sort of being that of the raid in which you first kind of saw Arakion. You're not necessarily thinking of it to the point of intense memory flashbacks and traumatization, but it definitely kind of brings a sense of concern in your head as like, you're not entirely sure if things will turn out the same way. You're kind of thinking towards Arakion, but that same sort of thought of also trying to unite the clans, whatever goal, whatever this whole coalition thing Onyx has cooked up, you have hope in it for sure. You probably have more hope in it than Arakion himself, because he's more concerned about, all right, when are these guys trying to screw me over? But so you you partly have hope that things will go well, but deep down you know that there is going to be something that is going to screw up, and it's going to maybe not end that well. But I mean, hey, if there's a chance you can unite a clan, it's better than nothing.
Exactly.
All right. As the night kind of continues on, Lou, out of curiosity, are you awake right now? I mean, in real life, not with Icarus.
I think you've got your answer there.
Yeah, no, that's my answer. Okay. So with that being said, the rest of you guys, all of you, get a long night's rest as usual.
At
And
first, I got excited to get a level up.
sorry, what was that?
I said at first I got excited because I thought you said we were gonna get a level up.
No, no, you guys are. Okay, the only reason you guys got a level up last time was because I felt sorry for the fact that we took a long ass break, and that was partly my fault.
Yeah, no,
No, not this time.
it's fine. It's fine.
So yeah, I'd say. So yeah, you guys wake up. Arakion, you kind of take a look at the map and whatnot. You know that it's probably another day and a half to 2 days, give or take, to Leona if you go directly. So what would kind of be Arakion's kind of main concern in this situation as he's looking at a map of the Outlands?
He's just trying to find the striker and take it down and try to subdue it to bring it back to the woman. That's all he's really worried about. Leona.
Yeah. As you're looking at the map, Charisse kind of walks up and is like, well, maybe we could try asking around. There's
asking around where all these dead cards and spell tech machines.
Well, there is I think there is a settlement, maybe a little bit, north, maybe a little bit southwest from here. We could see maybe if anyone there has any knowledge of something like this striker thing coming this direction, or I mean, for all we know, the thing could maybe already be in Leona. I mean, think about it. If it's heading through Lion territory, making its way inward, its destination most likely would be the biggest settlement within the territory, which at this point is
What's hot?
the headquarters.
Then that means going southwest would go straight, would stray away from where we were going.
Would
We just need. We
South.
just need to keep.
I mean, it's your choice. I'm just kind of pitching things out.
Okay. See, the thing is that like we're following all. Like, I think we may need to skip. Like, we may need to like skip freaking some nights. Like I mean, like not sleep or anything like that. For I mean, the other everybody else can like sleep in the car or whatever.
No, like unless you're taking turns every once in a bit with Bigby, who most likely is the only other person who knows how to drive the damn car.
Yeah, I think I have proficiency, don't I?
Yeah,
you do. You do actually have proficiency with land vehicles, so this does count.
Yeah.
So yeah, unless you're taking turns with Bigby driving the car at night, going directly to Kaliona, you are most likely going to be, if you're going like straight in day and night, you are most likely going to be hitting a point of exhaustion.
Yeah, well, all of us or just me?
Most likely just you, because you're the one that's driving, unless everyone else has problems, unless everyone else in the car has trouble sleeping in cars. For the most part, this will be mainly affecting you, Arakion.
Well,
Let me take a shift one night.
Yeah, like we'll switch. We can switch.
Okay.
In between. So I think that's what we'll do, so that we can keep up with this thing and get to it faster than what we are already going now. Because it seems like we're kind of lagging behind it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're going to go full speed ahead and switch. And me and Baby will switch between,
Right.
Like, just put the booster seat in, and I'm a perfect driver.
Put the booster seat in.
Oh my god. Booster seat in a couple of blocks so he can reach the pedals.
I have to wear like platform boots.
Oh god, a kobold in platforms. That's a terrifying thought.
Hey, I just get insecure about my height, okay?
So yeah, are you going to be heading towards the settlement that Charisse was pointing out, or are you just going to head straight to Kaliona?
Kaliona.
Okay.
Fuck you. Let me see.
So yeah. But yeah, no, you get back in the car. You all start to drive straight inwards to Kaliona. Yeah, no. Between you, Arakion, and Bigby, you guys take turns every once in a bit during the night to drive the car. Bigby occasionally having the booster seat and either blocks and or platforms. I don't know. It's your fucking choice at this point, Roz. Just keep
some kind of contraption for the contraption.
Yeah, no, you just keep some sort of back contraption in the car so then you can drive. But yeah, as the couple of days continue onward, you guys do also have this point to have conversations in the car as you are driving, because otherwise I'm just going to get straight into it.
If you guys don't stop that yelling, I'm gonna turn this car around.
All right, Mom.
Are we there yet?
Oh God.
Oh God. Yeah.
Hey, I forgot something at home. Can we? It's important.
Let's go all the way back to Barrett's Rest, everyone.
Yeah, no. Also, at that point, Bigby, I'm fairly certain the car is your home. So
I left something 3 camps ago. Can we go back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Selena's just kind of leaning her head on the edge of the car or on the seat or wherever because she always feels extremely sleepy when someone else is driving.
Occasionally setting your head on Yuri's shoulder.
I'm fine with this. When you Fury
Oh,
and I
shoot.
put
I
like
just realized
I'm big and comfortable.
Yeah, that actually that reminds me. I forgot that a couple of you guys also got a couple of different weapons. Bigby, if I remember
did we?
correctly, well, remember the spell mech fight in Graveswell?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so you guys basically took all the weapons from the spell mechs and decided to use them the call dibs on them yourself. So I remember Bigby took a rapier.
Oh yeah.
Yuri has a halberd, and Icarus has either 1 or 2 pistols. I am terrified to double check,
I think it,
but I think I'm gonna have to.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, Icarus
I think
had.
someone also
Yeah,
there's another pistol and I had another empty.
yeah, no. So yeah, no. Icarus has 2 pistols, which, yikes, warlock with gun.
Which can't use.
All right, so with that, it takes you. I'd say at this point it does take you a little over a day and a half to get to Kaliona. And as you guys are actually getting closer, Angel, how?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, surprise. How would you describe Kaliona? Because I don't have anything written out for this.
Okay. So directly in the center of camp is a giant statue. Sorry, a giant statue, a giant statue of a lion, of course, and the actual huts are themselves are just like the usual like camp, not like small like hey I'm gonna camp here for the night kind of camp tents. I'm talking about like actual standing built. Some of them, a lot of them made of wood and stone type of tents. Yeah, and it's quite large. From the honestly, it could have grown from the last time he was there, but yeah, it's quite big in surface area.
So yeah, you guys
The
start.
type of music that they play really is like sort of like jungle like drum beats.
So yeah, no, you guys make your way towards kind of the border area where you guys do see there are a bunch of guards. Rogue drives her bike a little bit ahead of your cruiser Arakion with Sharice on the back, obviously. You see that Sharice gets off, kind of talks to a couple of the guards. Arakion, would you say that would you disguise yourself so they wouldn't recognize you, or at this point you're just not giving a fuck?
I'm not giving a fuck. Go ahead, they can try something.
Yeah.
I'm the best at what I do. I'm Wolverine, bitch.
Yeah. So yeah, no, you see that the guards are looking through your windshield, seeing you, are not happy about it, but whatever Sharice is saying is preventing them from throwing shit through your windshield to try and hit you. They eventually kind of turn back to kind of the border Kaliano. You hear them shout something. They kind of remove several barricades / quote unquote gates to kind of make sure to get the car, get your car through. Therese makes her way back to Rogue's bike, and you guys make your way through, and yeah, you see that, yeah, like you said, Arakion, it has definitely expanded a little bit since you last were here. Various of the buildings in the outer area are also kind of made of like a mix of sandstone, as well as some of Kaliona does kind of intersect with the desert. So you see buildings kind of made in a mix of regular stone, sandstone, wood, some various scrap metals. You see the giant lion statue at the center of town. You do also see there is one building that is a little bit larger than the rest of the buildings here. That's a little bit further away from the center of town, but you can kind of see it from the distance, and you kind of have an idea of what that is and who is there. Eventually, you guys find a place to park all your vehicles, get out, stretch your legs. Bigby, Arakion, while I will say that while I am not giving you guys an exhaustion status, I will say that you guys are both definitely a little bit on the tired side at this point from all that damn driving.
Yeah.
Sharice kind of makes her way over and is like, well, I know this is a first time for most of you, but welcome to Kaliona, home of the Lions of the Sands.
Never thought I'd like it.
See, Yuri kind of looks at you guys and is like, alright, so what is the plan here? Are we going to just kind of walk around, ask questions? Are we trying to
I
get our...
honestly thought for sure. I thought for sure we'd be able to see the machine walking around here.
You see Rogue is just like, yeah, this place has gotten a little bit bigger since I was last here. I wonder if they were able to fix the archery range since last time I was here.
Well, I know where I'm gonna go.
Sharice kind of looks to you and is like, if it's what I think you're thinking, are you sure? Like,
I'm sure.
all right.
And he's gonna get out of the car. He's gonna head to Davis. He's gonna see his uncle.
Yeah, so you start to make your way over to the more larger building within Kaliona. Sharice is like, okay, yeah, so we're doing that. I'm gonna go follow him so then he doesn't get shot at. Would you guys like to come with?
Absolutely.
Wait. If they see me walking, who are they gonna shoot at? Do they realize I'm the one that invented shooting?
Yeah, no. Also, you guys at this point see that Rogue is gone.
He's
As
off
usual.
doing her.
Yeah, Rogue's off doing her thing. But yeah, no, you guys, I'm guessing all of you guys follow Arakion.
Bigby definitely is.
Alright, Crystalina, what about you?
I'll go.
Alright, so yeah, no, all of you follow Charisse, follow Arakion through the rest of the settlement. You guys hear that everyone is whispering. And as you're kind of walking along, you see that there are various different raiders of all walks of life. You see Drakon Re, you see elves of various types, you see orcs, you see humans, halflings, you see some tabaxi, you see various other yeah, you see tabaxi, you see various other catfolk, you see just pretty much it's pretty much an all-inclusive clan at this point. But everyone
Do
is
Leonin exist?
um I will get back to you on that because I'm technically they are considered a catfolk, but I'm not entirely sure how common a Leonin would be in this case.
Okay.
But yeah, no, you continue to make your way through. Charisse is just kind of walking behind you, kind of looking at everyone. Is like, yeah, hi. She's not saying anything, but she's kind of got that awkward hi, looking at everyone whispering, and you see. Hold on, guys. What's up?
Raycon, he's fucking
Oh,
like
God.
he got his head up and he's just not looking. He's just staring straight down the barrel, trying to get to
What show
where
are
he's
you
trying to.
watching?
This is going to be
Oh,
quite
dear
the scene.
God.
Oh yeah,
All right, I'm
yeah.
back. So yeah, no, you hear people whispering. You very oftenly hear Arakion's name being heard. Everyone is looking at you. And you also see, like, as you're walking, people are kind of following you, and the amount of people just slowly start to kind of increase. It eventually, as soon as you get to the front of the, as soon as you get to the front of the building where Arakion, Avis is going to be, there's a very decent-sized mob following you. Not doing anything, but they are following you for sure.
Can I do something?
Yeah, sure.
He's gonna stop for a moment, and once everybody's nice and beside him and no one's really behind him, and like except for the mob, he's gonna turn around and give him like a very strong dead look. What?
Yeah, roll me an intimidation check.
Well, oh god, hang on. 13.
Yeah. Now, as you're kind of giving this, look, you see some of them do kind of take a couple of steps backward, but for the most part, it looks like this mob is just kind of staying behind you. They're not advancing, but they are still kind of staying behind you for the most part.
Yeah. You're like I'm here for a purpose, or else you will all be shot dead by now. And he turns back around and continues to walk.
Yeah. As you're walking, you hear there's a few people kind of shouting back replies at you, but it's kind of everyone's kind of saying everything at once, and you don't really care. You
I wait. They wait until I turn around to say shit. You see how much of a pussy these guys are?
you make your way up to the door, And you do see that there are guards standing there, and as soon as they see you, they immediately pull their weapons. And one of them just goes, "Halt!" Shreeze kind of walks up behind you very quickly, just kind of does that thing where she kind of moves around you and kind of gets in front. She's like, "Hi, yeah, no, he's with me. I know that sounds weird, but open the doors and can you let Avis know we're here?" I'm gonna actually roll something now.
As a matter of fact, bring him out here instead. I'm not taking another step.
All right, well now I'm rolling at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been almost better. Yeah, you see, as you're saying that, and Charisse is trying to do this, she just kind of looks at you and is like, "You're not helping, Arakion." You see the couple of guards, like, move even closer to you. One has a sword in hand, the other has what looks to be some sort of a polearm. And you hear a booming voice sort of echo from the front and go, "That's enough." The two guards stop, turn around, the door opens, and coming out with a group of like maybe 3 other people, you see a older man. And actually, Angel, would you like to describe Avis as he's walking out?
I would. He is, instead of a green Draconry like Arakion is, he is a red one with a fiery black, with a fiery red and black beard. Obviously with gray, a lot of gray in there. Way more gray than you see Arakion with, because he's much older. But his hair, it resembles a sort of a lion's mane. It's nicely kept, very, very long, and it goes down to about midway of its back. The hair also comes down over the shoulders and sort of forms that same little, like, that same mane look that you would see on a lion's chest. He comes out and he has his scepter, which has a lion's head on it.
Right, I am... The only reason I'm doing this is so I can take notes, as people are going to see in this freaking recording, so spoilers. But yeah, no, you all watch as this sort of older red Droc Henri kind of walks forward. You see there are 3 other people kind of alongside him. You see a half-orc male, Arakion, that you recognize as Robert, the other member of the Lions that you originally considered a friend. You see a waste elf in a sort of brown, sort of rugged, desert-colored robes, and you see a catfolk who is kind of dressed in more darker leathers and whatnot. And you see this Droc Henri look to the 2 guards and is like, That's enough for now. I'll speak with him myself. Two guards pull away their weapons from you. The guy with the polearm sets it off to the side. The guy with the sword sheaths it. You see the waste elf kind of turn to Davis and is like, But my lord, are you sure? This beast is a traitor. Avis raises his hand before the waste elf is able to continue. He's like, That's enough. We'll let him speak for now. After this, he kind of turns to you, Arakion, and he goes, Hello there, Arakion.
Avis. Very surprising that you have one of your subjects calling me the beast. Clearly choosing on the other foot.
A nickname of their own creation through rumors, not anything I had to do.
Well, I'm here for a purpose. I'm not here to uproot any old memories. I'm not even here to start any fights. If anything, which pains me to say this, I'm here to help you. Suppose you've heard of this Spelltech raider that's been going around murdering some of your, along with others along all the Outlands. Am I correct?
As you say this, you do hear that a bunch of the members of the mob behind you kind of start talking more. Not about you this time, but just kind of voicing their concerns, annoyances, that sort of thing. Avis raises his hands again. The mob silences. I am aware of what it has done within the last few months or so.
I'm trying to track it down. Take it down.
And to what purpose would such a job benefit in your line of work, Arakion? Or should I call you Reisvelger?
Well, if you must know, I am trying to complete this mission for an anonymous client. And not only that, this thing has been a pain in many a raider clans. And why not try to do the whole country, damn near the whole Outlands, a favor by getting rid of it? You know me. I've always been good at what I've done.
Roll me a persuasion check. Or performance. One of at this point, it could go either way, but either persuasion or performance in this case.
Oh God!
Oh god damn! You hear there's a bit of silence for a few minutes, or not a few minutes, for a few beats. Then you hear Avis kind of begin to chuckle. And then he starts to laugh. To the point where everyone starts to laugh. For the most part, awkwardly, because they're like, okay, what the fuck's going on? But there are some that are laughing with the same sort of intensity as Avis right now.
Honestly, as he's laughing, he kind of starts to laugh as well. and even starts to get louder than even. Starts to get louder than everyone. I'm glad that you think it's funny. Because if it were up to me, I'd let you all die.
I will admit, that is a bit of a humorous statement of yours. But I'll tell you what. You so graciously walked in here of your own volition back into a place you once considered home. How would you and the rest of your party like to spend the rest of the night here in my house as some form of sanctuary, and perhaps we can discuss the rest of this over dinner? At this point, you see everyone is definitely in shock and awe. You can even see Robert next to the king trying to persuade him otherwise, but kind of like what he did to the waste elf. Avis sort of raises his hand and is like, I know there have been things in the past that warranted your exile, but you are right. This Spelltech Raider has been a thorn in the lion's side, and it has also caused great harm in our alliance with the Night Heralds, as I'm sure you are aware of. For the sake of the fact that even though it is not through any of our bounties or jobs, and yet you are still on the hunt for this monstrosity, I think giving you the grace of, at the very least, one night of some form of close sanctuary before making your way in your investigation is an acceptable situation. Wouldn't you say, nephew?
You know what? Come this far. Why the hell not? I'll stay,
Excellent.
and we can discuss everything as much as you need. But I'm not taking any more jobs. I'm not taking any more anything from anyone. On this journey, I've already taken on too many. People have asked me to do way too many things, and I'm not for it.
Very
And
well.
I'm definitely not going to make up family. It's strictly business between two strangers.
If that is how you want it to be.
That's how it is.
Zareth. And you see the waste elf come forward and is like, yes, Lord Davis? See that the Reisfelger and his accomplices gained some rooms for the night, and warn the cooks that we're going to be having extra guests. Yes, Lord. You see the waste elf eventually makes his way off. Robert once again steps forward and is like, Lord Avis, you can't be serious. This man is a traitor. Regardless, Robert, he's doing us a favor. Albeit not personally, but I'm sure for a temporary time period we can let bygones be bygones. You see, Robert kind of is not happy about this and walks away from the building, passing you. Kind of gives you a bit of a shoulder check as he's walking out, and
and when he does that, I push harder because you're like
Obviously.
he's not bigger than
all right.
he's not bigger than. But when he shoulder checks me, I don't move, but he fucking like backs away, like pushes. He's the one who gets pushed basically.
All right. Give me a strength check. Just straight strength.
Oh yeah. Look, I keep clicking the wrong fucking. No. I keep bringing up the little thing where you can modify your strength number, like your numbers instead of actually clicking the thing. Oh well. What is with my rolls today, man? Come
Don't
on,
look
I
at-
figured do
don't
some
look
cool
at me.
shit.
Don't worry.
Good morning, twats.
Hey,
What
there you
up?
are, Lou.
Welcome,
Listen,
welcome
I
back.
passed out.
I know.
Welcome back to the living.
I was like, I'm awake, and then I was like, oh, my eyes are tired, so I closed them, doing the, typical, I'll just rest my eyes. And then I decided, and I woke up, I was like,
The classic
did I
mistake.
snore?
Hey, you're fine, you're fine. So yeah,
Well, guess what? We are in the lion territory, and we are in the lion city.
yeah, you are
that's
literally
not
in
good.
the lion's den right now. Arakion,
Pinky?
you God damn it.
I swear, if he manages to get below a 9, I'm gonna just die of laughter.
Yeah, no, you try, like, as he's doing this, you try and also use your own strength to push back against him, but you kind of do it almost a couple of seconds too late, and he just uh and he just kind of literally not only shoulder checks you, but he kind of makes you kind of stumble and eventually kind of fall to the ground.
And he says, and I'm gonna say, be careful.
He says nothing and disappears in the mob. Avis, kind of watching all this.
I wonder how Sharice is thinking of what's she thinking of seeing this.
I'm gonna say give me an insight check.
Well, let's see how this is going to go. God damn it! Why?
Yeah,
Why
you
did my most important moment in my character's arc?
Yeah, no, you are kind of more focused on a mix between Avis and Robert walking away, that you aren't really paying that much attention to Charisse. And you're also kind of pissed because a guy that originally the guy that you never really saw as being stronger than you literally shoulder checked you to the fucking ground.
Hee hee. Suffer. I mean, what? No, I'm on your side.
That being said, he rolled a nat 20.
Oh, that bitch. You know, I'm gonna get him. I promise you this. Before I leave, I will shoot him.
Oh, God.
I might shoot the kill on.
Yeah.
I'll make this promise.
Yeah. That being said, Avis ignores that completely, claps his hand, and is like, well, I do believe that there are some things that need to be in order. The rest of you disperse. There's nothing to see here. And you see a lot of them are still wanting to kind of stay out. You do see a few kind of start to move away from the mob and make it get a little bit smaller. But at this point, Avis isn't really paying attention. It's like, come. I will make sure that Zareth shows you to your quarters for the night before we have dinner.
Icarus is gonna give old man a hand to get up.
What? Oh, we were already up. Like,
Yeah,
we
no.
were already up and
Okay,
moving.
well, fuck you then. No hand for you,
Yeah.
And he wouldn't even take your hand.
bitch.
Yeah, no. Arakion, you get up from where you are. You all continue. You all make your way past the kind of steps and past the couple of guards. The doors closing behind you to the small yet still consistent mob outside. And are now within the Royal House of Zandari. That's not the official name for it. I wasn't even sure what the fuck was going to be happening with this session, so bear with me here.
We should actually call that the line.
Sorry, what was that, Angel?
I said, instead of calling it the House of Zandira, we should actually call that the
Speaking in tongues.
lion.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Because that's where usually the king lion sits.
Yeah. So yeah, no, you make your way into... Yeah, we'll just call it the Lion's
Oh, y'all
Den.
can't hear me?
You were kind of going robotic on and off for a bit, but I can hear you now. All right. Well, that's a thing. This episode is brought to you by Critical Role. No, it's not.
Oh god, I wish.
No, we are not sponsored by Critical Role. Some of us do wish we were. Oh god, even if we had like any single member of Critical Role watching this, I would be very happy.
Oh my god, do you want to do a collaboration?
Oh my god, shut up.
I totally would so do that in a heartbeat, though.
A collab with Critical Role? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, do you want my soul? I'll give it to you.
Yeah, no, I'd say that in front of either Matt Mercer or Taliesin Jaffe. Because, yeah, no, Matt Mercer...
Glad
That-
someone got their taint tickled at what I just said.
Damn, everybody is robot.
Oh. All right.
Hello?
Angel. Yeah. Hi, Angel. How are you?
Sorry, how are you, Dean?
Hello?
Hello.
You're a little
Hello,
robotic.
can y'all hear me?
Yes, you're good
Yeah,
now.
we can hear
Hello?
you now.
Hi.
Actually, out of curiosity. Oh, wow. Okay. Hopefully.
You know what's crazy? I fucking
Yeah. Goddamn.
You
you're
are
s-
so
you are
robotic.
still
Angel's
ro-
fucking
you are still-
ascending.
Yeah, Angel, you're still a bit robotic there, bud.
Yeah, whatever you say, buddy.
Yeah. Tell you what, oh goddamn. Tell
Was
you
she
what,
singing
honestly,
happy birthday?
I don't know. That was like
Yeah,
so.
I don't know either.
What
ended.
what it sounded like.
No, but honestly, guys, at this point we are hitting like the 2-hour mark. So if we can't get this thing with Angel taken care of, do you just want to say, let's call it a session and then see whenever we all have the day off to actually do it again, do this again?
Yes.
Yeah, that might be.
God,
the
I
best
I
option,
worked so hard this session.
Oh yeah, you were indispensable.
No.
Uh,
Yeah.
Did you put in your hours? You had to rest a little after that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hello,
Okay,
Angel.
better?
For now, yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I'm on my phone now. I'll just do my rolls on roll.
Did you just cut?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
Alright,
no.
you know what? For the sake of our sanity, honestly, let's just kind of call it a session here.
Damn it.
Hey, no, honestly, otherwise it's gonna be like 20 minutes of you trying to figure out your damn internet.
Well, I mean, kind of already did figure it out.
Yeah.
You guys can hear me, so I'm on
Yeah.
my phone.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. But honestly, this is a good stopping point anyway. I'm probably gonna do a little bit editing so we can cut out the time of us trying to figure this out. But yeah, no. So with you guys walking into the lion's den to your quarters and eventually having dinner with Avis, we are going to end the session here. Thank you all for playing, and thank everyone for watching. As soon as this goes up on YouTube, and as soon as I'm done fucking editing this and episode 3.5. Next week, I don't think we're going to be doing a session, because like half of us are going to be out, I believe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm like one of the only people available for next week.
If enough people show up, I'll come too. I'll come because it is my birthday, and I think having a session on my birthday would be pretty cool.
Oh no, that's always fun for sure. So yeah, we'll just
Oh my
kind of
god, happy birthday, old man.
Yeah, no, he
Okay, thank you.
So,
You turning
yeah,
like
I'm
62?
turning 25.
God, same thing.
Jesus Christ,
wait.
it's not that bad.
Alright, so with that,
I just realized you're younger than my partner. Oh.
wait, what? Okay, we're not. Okay,
Oh,
before we get into the rest of this,
No.
I'm
shit.
gonna allow me to actually
Oh
cut
my
the
God.
recording eventually. So, yeah, we'll figure out scheduling when we can. There's probably gonna be a gap, but until then, we will see you guys next time. Bye bye.
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 Roar. Roar.